Hello everybody, I am Jade Leyva and welcome to my first art chat. I wanted to create this space to be able to share ideas and talk to each other about what it is to be a full-time artist and what it takes to create art, the business side of it, and just all different kinds of topics that I get questions from some of you sometimes. So welcome, and I hope that I can be of help. Please share this video if you think that is helpful, and maybe an artist friend of yours or yourself are interested to apply some of the things that I'm going to say. This is all coming from my humble opinion, from my experience that I've had. I am already an established artist, but it's taken me a long time, and also I have a very long ways to go, which is a good thing because I really hope that I can create art for a long time and continue to share with all of you. One of the things that I think is important to understand is that if you have a drive to create art, what is it that you want to do? Like, do you want to paint? Do you want to do a piece of pottery? Do you want to do dance, music? What is it that you like doing? So that way you can get started and start practicing on that skill. Sometimes you can find classes at a local university, continuing education, like our local university has a great program for pottery, some that kind of stuff. So anyway, so try to take classes, maybe hanging out with some artist friends, having some like a painting party or whatever that might be. Just get involved and go and be in places where you can actually create. One of the things, once you find out your style or whatever you would like to do, sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it can take years to do. But the most important part is that in the process you're going to be having so much fun just creating different things, and that's probably the most important part of creating art, is the process of creating it. And so you will have a lot of fun in the process until you arrive in your own style. Another thing that I think is important to mention is that once you find your style and once you create a body of work, you can actually approach a gallery. Maybe they can represent you. You can go to the local shows, maybe local art exhibits, meet people that are involved in the arts, even though sometimes it can be kind of hard because it's sometimes it can be political. But ignore that, because that's, one of the things is that you would like to, you could just get your work out there and exposed to people. So yeah, just make friends with people that are in the creative world and everything else will follow. And if your work is good, you will probably likely have, some business coming in and continue to create more. So one of the things too, I think that is important to know, like when you're starting to create art, is that, or when you're trying to make a living with it, there is nothing wrong for charging for your work. That's one of the misunderstandings that a lot of artists have. Like, because you put your heart and soul into a piece doesn't mean that you can't sell it. It doesn't mean selling yourself your soul to the devil or anything like that. Actually, it's a very honest living, and you're enriching other people's lives. A lot of the people who acquire your work are actually so happy to be able to display it in their home, and every time they look at it, there is going to be something that they're communicating with. So that's one of the things that I wanted to really bring up, because a lot of times artists go like, oh, I feel terrible about, like, I just like spent all this time with my piece and then I don't want to sell it because I feel bad about it. No, don't feel bad. It's actually a really good thing to be able to make an honest living with your work. And an important thing too is that always value the time that you spend creating the work that you're doing, because that way people will respect your work more as well. So if you respect your work by not like undercharging or just giving it away, you will feel better about yourself creating the work too. So I think that you have to like place, like when you do an art exhibit, it takes so much work to do, and also like creating that body of work took so much work as well. So make sure that you always have, you take what you deserve for the work that you do, because it's a very important thing. So that way you continue being happy in creating and in creating new work. So and the last thing that I wanted to say is that is very for me an important thing is, most than anything, I don't think about anything when I'm creating a piece of work. It's not actually thinking about like where am I gonna display it, or who's gonna buy it, or all this stuff. No, no, it's actually more of of being in the moment and in what's happening with that piece, and what feelings and what experience you're placing into your piece of art. So that's one of the things that is a very important thing to keep in mind. No, don't think about anything else. It's really good to create art too, because it comes from within, from your own experience and from your own love. When you create that piece and you put your heart and soul into it, it shows. So when you create like something in a like very fast, and you just want to do it because you want to continue to create an income and all this stuff, that really is not a good thing, because it shows in your work that you rushed it. So so yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that I covered part of it. And there's so much more to share, but I think that I covered like the basics of, like, if you are thinking about becoming a full-time artist, don't wait, or like sometimes take it part-time, but don't stop creating art. Continue to do it. If you have that artist within you, just continue to do it, and that will be it's like the food for your soul. So don't be afraid. Get out there, show your work, and be happy. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.